Hello, everyone. This is group one, and this is our presentation on interview skills. Stephen Bolle and Kristina Duhani. Interviews and you. So interviewing is a time that can be anxiety driven and stress filled for a lot of people. Entering into any new job or industry can be difficult. The strategies that we're going to show you today can help you navigate that and really get yourself prepared to make a really great first impression. So how to be an interview star? What does that even mean? So in interviews, interviewers will ask you questions about your behaviors, things that you'll do in reaction to different situations. Some examples might include describe a time you had a conflict with the manager, tell us about a tight deadline that you had to work on. Prepare ahead of time for these kinds of questions. Have examples ready to go. Before your interview, look at the job posting from the employer and find the qualities that they're seeking in a candidate and find examples in your own personal life to reflect those. So when they ask you, you're ready. The best way to answer these is with the STAR method, a short story. It starts with a situation or task you encountered, the approach that you took, and the result that you achieved. Just a couple of sentences will do. And that's all you really need. So what is negative language in an interview? Negative language puts or paints you in a bad light. And you don't really want to be painted in a bad light in an interview because you're trying to sell the most positive version of yourself to a company possible. Being very informal or casual can convey a sense of being too relaxed. A lot of companies won't really enjoy taking a person on like you at that point. You want to show up your best traits. So here's a quick couple of examples of negative answers and a positive version of them. An employer asks you, would you be able to work on weekends? If you say, I can't work on the weekends, I want a solid work-life balance, you're saying to the company or straight away that your personal life is way more important than the company. But if you say, sure, I can from time to time, they'll see that you have an outgoing attitude and you're a go-getter. Another quick example, would you be willing to use Apple products if we provide them to you? You guys use Apple products, their interface confuses me. You're telling your employer that you're unwilling to try and learn new things. If you see here in the green that your company uses Apple products, I never have used them, but I am interested in learning how to operate a new platform. That tells your employer everything they need to know that you are ready to commit to a new learning experience. I'm gonna hand it over to Kristina now.
Hi, I'm Kristina, and I'm going to be talking about problem-solving skills. Problem-solving skills help you determine the source of a problem and find an effective solution. You're able to identify, define, review, and see the action to it. We're going to start off with communication skills. We use communication skills to be able to talk to someone so they understand and you're being understood. This is the way you find problem and solution when communicating. Decision making is where you have to find one or two more alternatives to the problem to find the solution. So basically, instead of using one way out the maze, you got to find another way because that one's too difficult or simple. Research skills is where you select, search, or organize a relevant particular to the topic, basically. It's where your brain brainstorming with colleagues. Go ahead. Type of problem solving skills. So we're going to talk about hard skills and soft skills. Hard skills are more technical, where soft skills are personality based. An example of a soft skill is leadership, communication, and teamwork. Like I said earlier about communication, you need to be able to give yourself off and speak to someone so you're being understood and they're being your understanding. And then for hard skills, this is where it gets a little difficult because you're going to have to know specific job rules and positions. You can't go into a job where you don't know Microsoft and the basic needs for that job is Microsoft. So get to knowing certain degrees and second languages, for instance, for your job. Conclusion.
We aren't running out of time. Don't lie to me, Zoom. The conclusion. So the interview process can be daunting for a lot of people. It's your last chance to make a great first impression. Dispelling anxiety through preparation is a great way to show off who you are as a candidate. Have examples ready. This will help cement your candidacy for the position that you're applying for in the interview process.
One of the best ways for you to get a great first impression for an interview for one of your next jobs is to be early and be polite. Show them why you are worth it. Ask questions so you have a better understanding. And use effective listening skills.
So in summary, the STAR method is a great way to handle behavioral type questions. Avoiding negative language or examples equals positive image. Demonstrating problem-solving skills to enhance your value.
I got it. You have to be able to demonstrate problem-solving skills to enhance your value. Basically, how are you going to show the company that you're worth it to them? Like, why should they hire you, for instance? And lastly, how we talked about earlier is hard skills to be able to sell, and soft skills, being strong and coming off as a good person.
And we hope that you take some of these things away with you from our presentation. Thank you for your time, guys.
Thank you.
All right. So now we're gonna have a short little session where we do little mini interviews.
All right, Stephen, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. What are you interested in this career?
So the reasons why I applied for this career are that I've been going to school for computer programming for the last 2 years, and I want a chance to exhibit the skills that I've been learning in college. I've been picking up Python and Java, and I want an opportunity to use those in my next job, as I've been working with my hands my entire life, and I'm ready to work with my mind.
You gave some great examples, but you got to keep it short when you're explaining certain how you're going to be able to get into the career and what you're doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep that in mind for next time.
Yes. Second is, how do you handle working with people that annoy you?
So people generally don't annoy me, but if they do, I like to step away from the situation for a moment. I like to assess what might be bothering them and maybe come back to them and talk to them about what they could be doing differently to help me work more cohesively with them.
Okay. I like that you're willing to fix the situation. You're all for it. But the problem is you walk away. You can't leave the job undone.
All right. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions now. Okay, Christina?
Okay.
All right. So professionally, where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Professionally, I see myself graduating college and university at Wayne State with my bachelor's of business, and I hope to invest in myself, invest into stocks, real estate, and have some small businesses laying around.
Okay.
Mhm.
So the things I liked about your answer were that you have dreams and you have a means to get there. You just have to keep going, through with your schooling. The things that I didn't like were that there was a little bit of hesitancy, and you're talking about yourself, so you should be sure.
Right. Thank you.
All right. And the next question that I have for you, what would your last supervisor say about your work ethic?
My last supervisor can describe me as having really good communication skills. I'm able to communicate with clients, customers, and getting to know them personally. So we have a flow of growth in the company, networking.
Okay. So I like that you provided examples. I didn't like that you were using the word to fill the spaces.
Yeah,
You need to be careful with those.
you're right. I should limit those. They see that.
I think everybody can benefit from saying a lot less.
Yeah, I'd have to count.
All right. Well, that does it for our interviews and our presentation. So thank you for joining us, guys, and have a good one.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording wherever they find that at.